So this is an Ecoroof in Southwest, and they got their dish, and so somebody came up and put the dish right over here. You see the sophisticated weighting apparatus that holds the structure onto the roof. Right behind this is the irrigation riser. This is spring, so everything's green, but when the irrigation came on, you can hear this funny noise.
Because at certain times when they're not getting good reception.
Yeah, probably, right. And then Ecoroofs with moss. We didn't really talk about moss, but this is my Ecoroof on my garage before I recently removed everything and put a new membrane on and replanted it. And this is just the moss in the wintertime. You can see all this. This is all moss. And then as late spring, the moss pretty much disappears. It gets hot up there. The sedum starts growing. So the point of this is if you see moss, don't worry about it. You don't have to put a bunch of nitrogen on it. You don't have to. On all the roofs that we've been maintaining, we have not done anything to them. The moss just kind of comes and goes, and it's compatible with the other plants. Now, if you can't take it and you really think something's wrong, then that's up to you. And then these are just incidental grass. Once the sedum and the plants get established, a little bit of grass is no big deal. It's not going to be enough to be a fire issue or anything else. Trash happens, so every once in a while this happened. I don't know how it got up there, but I think somebody threw a bag up there, and these are actually photographs that you can't tell from here, but some of the stuff was on the ground, and I looked at it. So it was just left there, and it just went back into the roof. We talked about air vents. I get tired of talking about them, but they are an issue, so you can see lots of things happen. This is one of the reasons why a lot of companies suggest you put 24 inches of gravel around the vent. It doesn't mean you're going to lose this potential problem because grasses and other plants grow into the gravel as well. So you just have to maintain it if it's an issue and not necessarily worry about whether it's gravel or not. And then aesthetics, this is the one that Dave was putting the ladder up to here. And this looks really good, but the owner in this particular unit, so when you look at this, it looks really good. The owner in this condo, he didn't like it that much. So it's like, to me, it's aesthetically pleasing. It looks good, but it wasn't his aesthetic. And so, interesting questions to ask. What do you need to do to get them to like it? Now, they did use, well, never mind. That was it. And then this is another one where, so this looks pretty good over here, but basically when you look at this, thinking about maintenance, you're the maintenance person for this roof. Is this satisfactory? Is this successful? And I think these look successful, but when you look closer, look at all this bare soil. That's not successful. For an Ecoroof, it needs to be almost fully vegetated, maybe 90% or something like that. But this is a large area where something died. So what was it that died? So that's where you need to have that as-built drawing, and you need to go back and for the maintenance person and the designer, whatever died in here, you don't necessarily want to go back and say, okay, let's plant the stuff that died. Because if the stuff died, that's kind of a sign that something might have been wrong with that particular plant. And if it's a whole array of different plants, well, maybe it wasn't the plant, maybe it's the soil or something like that. But these are things that you want to have in your plan. You want to give the maintenance people an idea of what to do. And I suggest that strongly for designers, because if you think that the maintenance people in the Ecoroof industry know very much about how to maintain an Ecoroof, it's only just getting started. So they're on the same learning curve that you are if you're a designer. And they might get ahead of you. They probably will, actually. Okay, and now we're going to switch. Is there any question about operations and maintenance? I can see a lot of you. Yeah.
A lot of this discussion has been on the front end, the new installation of Ecoroof systems. What about long term? I mean, you're going to have a big cost delta to replace that roof that you would, that you have to pay for above and beyond what the normal membrane replacement, resetting your Ecoroof after the fact there. There's going to be, a tremendous amount of costs down the road?
Costs associated with
Replacing your roof system.
Yeah, well, let's say
Roofs
that
are not, they have a finite life.
right. Well, were you here last week?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so in your documentation from last week, there's a slide that shows the information about the cost analysis that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right, there are expenditures, but there is a payback. And according to this study that we actually hired the consultants to do, at the end of the first, for let's say you, the private owner of the building, not the city's public benefit, but the private benefit, you have an expenditure that is much greater than if you didn't do an Ecoroof at all. You don't even make up 50% of that within the first 5 years, which is bad news for developers. Some building owners, that may not be that bad, because if they're going to own the building for the next duration, then that's different. You break even at about 20 years relative to the parameters that we put into this study. And then at the end of 40 years, you should actually have made on a hypothetical building the size of this building, you would make about $400,000 in the benefits that you reap financially because of energy savings, stormwater discount that we provide, and a number of other items. The membrane replacement is the biggest one, because you didn't have to replace, that's an assumed replacing the membrane after 20 years. So you don't have to do it after 20, you do it at 40. The other thing at 40 years, which we did not include, is at 40 years, theoretically, you should be able to keep everything that you've purchased in terms of the green, the soil, and the plants. There's no reason that the soil and plants have failed after 40 years. It's the membrane that's failed. So that's where a lot of the tray companies and others use their idea that, okay, look at how easy it is to take my system off of your roof, and then you reuse that system. So you don't have to buy that again. You just bought it once. So anyway, and we're going to have that. I just got the email from the consultant yesterday, so we should have that on our website hopefully in a week or two. So, but if you have more questions, let me know, because we're trying to get that kind of cost information at least a little bit out there. I'm sure a lot of people that look at economics and things might say, well, there's something flawed with your study, but at least it's some kind of study to get the ball rolling.